Most people like when games release early in beta because you get to see the content months before an official release, and players also feel like their feedback could actually affect the final product. The fewer problems, the better, but a massive controversy surrounding MultiVersus has broke out because the developers decided after 8 months of having this game in open beta, they were going to close the servers for roughly a year until official release, are refusing to refund upset players, and now those individuals are review bombing the game. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. So I have a few different articles to show off, but this first one says MultiVersus fans are demanding refunds following server shutdown announcement. Earlier today, and this was yesterday, it was announced that MultiVersus is going to go offline in 90 days so the developer can concentrate on creating new content, such as maps, characters, and modes. Unfortunately, they also revealed that the game won't be back online until at least early 2024, which appears to have riled up some of the few people who were still playing the game and hoping for new content in Season 3. And this is a good point that they make, that the player numbers have significantly dropped because it has been out at this point for 8 months. But there are still plenty of people who would come back when new content releases, people who have spent money on this game who do not deserve to have their purchases ripped away from them and be inaccessible. It says in the replies to the official announcement, the top comment calling for a refund for the $100 founder pack that was available near launch has gained a large amount of support, with plenty explaining that they wouldn't have spent money if they knew it was going to be taken offline. Other high-profile creators, such as Twitch streamers, have also called out the developer for pulling the game's online servers despite people having spent money on the title. Now, while I personally enjoy a good beta and consuming content early, this is a massive problem. Look at what just happened with Diablo 4. They had an exclusive closed beta for people who purchased the game, and I'm sure that more people pre-ordered it to test it. Yes, they had an open beta weekend as well, but people wanted to get in sooner, and to do that, you had to buy the game. Companies often put like beta or early access on a title just for this, to make some more money, but in this case, this game was free, though there was a $100 founder pack, and you're able to buy the Gleamium, which is the cash shop currency. Yes, skins are average priced compared to its competitors like Fortnite, but this was a beta game, and people assumed since it had been out 8 months that they wouldn't be closing the servers before official release, since they mentioned nothing about it. This is why transparency is so important, because if they had simply said months ago, hey, this period will not last leading up to official release, we will be taking the servers offline for a bunch of time, I bet people would have reconsidered their purchases, but they never really did that. And a lot of people, again, assume that the beta would go maybe up until like a week before official launch or 2 weeks before official launch. In that case, people really wouldn't be upset because it's such a short amount of time, but we are talking about months to potentially like a year here. We don't even know when in 2024 these servers will go back up. And they're also not going to refund people. They're just saying that while we appreciate your support, the refund policy will be standard, meaning if you've only played like under 2 hours of the game, then you can get refunds for purchases, which is pretty standard. But they're kind of ignoring all of the criticisms that have been thrown their way now. As this next article says, fans are demanding refunds following the server shutdown announcement. In the replies, of course, people are calling for refunds, and this post that MultiVersus made is, of course, getting absolutely destroyed. And this top comment about the refund has 2.7K likes. Now, heading on over to Steam, as you can see, the All Reviews tab is still sitting at very positive. It's got almost 100,000 reviews, so people did enjoy this game. But now, after this big announcement, it is being review bombed. As you can see, the recent reviews is sitting at mixed when it previously was sitting at positive. Going to the most recent, people here are just saying that this company is scummy, and this is just a massive freaking joke. Tons of dislikes here, lol. This game is a scam. They're false advertising by claiming the game is an open beta. It's not. There's no mention of this anywhere on the store page, and it came out of early access last summer as an excuse to take it offline. They're doing this because nobody plays this cash grab game anymore, so they're going to launch it for a second time next year as a desperate attempt to gain interest again, which is something a lot of people are saying because, of course, the player base has dropped significantly from its massive release, and a lot of people do think that this is an attempt to get people talking about this title, that people will be so upset that they will either relog into their account and spend a bunch of money and then they won't take it offline, or that there's going to be, so much talk about this title that they're going to take it offline and then launch it much sooner, and then the relaunch will be big. Either way, it does seem very scummy. Selling founder packs and microtransactions just to take the game down later on shouldn't even be allowed on Steam unless the developer or publisher goes bankrupt or the game has been out for a couple of years already. This, of course, has been a hot debate for a very long time because, of course, people are purchasing more digital products, and then if servers get shut down, you have all of that taken away. It's a big hot debate, but people are also saying things like $100 down the drain for this dead game. Matchmaking was full of insufferable sweats and the game was still alive. Now it takes 10 minutes just to find a match. Now, I personally am against games having a cash shop, especially in beta. I think that it's scummy, and unless the full product is being released, they shouldn't be asking for money on top of an initial purchase, especially if those items will be inaccessible or you won't be giving refunds. Yes, they are giving 90 days notice here, but the game will still be down for at least half a year at that point, which is just awful for the players. I personally did not give this game a try. I just wasn't a big fan of how it looked, and there are alternatives that I would much rather play. But either way, it still sucks for the people who put in a lot of time and money and effort into this title. Since there has been so much backlash, there is a chance that they will decide to keep the servers online and that they're going to give players free items to apologize. But there's also, at this point, still a chance that they will take these servers down following this announcement, because that was their initial plan. But nobody is getting refunds right now. The game is being review bombed, and overall this is just a very, very bad situation for the developer player first. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. If you enjoyed it and found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.